Not gonna lie, I had no idea how I was gonna intro this video. I love Poppy and Alex's dynamic. Poppy is very much the one that needed to grovel to win him back. There have not been many good adaptations from books to movies. Hi my friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are gonna be reading People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Specifically with this, we're gonna be starting a new series that I have dubbed Reading and Watching. And with this one, it is basically, I think it's the 4th of January. I don't have my calendar quite yet, but it's the 4th of January as I'm starting to record this. And the movie People We Meet on Vacation comes out on Netflix on the 9th. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to have FOMO. And I will say, this is not my first time reading Emily Henry's books. I have read Book Lovers and most recently Great Big Beautiful Life by her. That was her 2025 release, I believe, last year. And I liked it. It was good. It was really, really good, you know, and like just like the other books. And I like her style. I like her writing style and just things like that. Not gonna lie, I had no idea how I was gonna intro this video. But basically, what I'm basically here trying to say is that for this new series that I'm starting, I am basically going to be reading a book and then watching the movie adaptation or even the TV show adaptation. It's something that I feel like that I can do for like a long time because there's so many book to movie / film adaptations that you can just like do this like for however many longs you want to. So this is going to be a one book video. Wow, my brain is not here. And of course we have People We Meet on Vacation back there. And just to give you a little bit about like what this is, I feel like almost everybody and their brother knows what this book is. And honestly, with this one, I was debating if I was going to do spoilers. And I think I am going to do spoilers specifically for People We Meet on Vacation with the movie specifically, and technically the book. If I do spoilers, I have to do spoilers for both of the adaptations, if that makes any sense, for the original art and then of course the movie adaptation. So that's basically where this is coming from. And I've already started it. I'm on chapter 8, which is on page 69. And with this one, I'm just going to do a brief little thing and such like that. But Poppy and Alex, they've been best friends since college. They're very, very different. And ever since they were in college, they've always taken vacations together. Up until about 2 years ago when something happened between them that ruined their friendship and they haven't spoken since. And Poppy pretty much has everything that she's ever wanted, but she's stuck in a rut. And she is asked, like, when was the last time that you were truly happy? And she answers truthfully was with Alex. So what she tries to do is she contacts Alex and being like, hey, can we go on one last final vacation to try and figure out like what happened between the two of us? And miraculously, he agrees. So it's following past and present timeline. And I love myself a little bit of a friends to lovers, friends to strangers to friends to lovers type of situation. So I feel like I'm really going to like this book. I don't know how I'm going to rate it because so far with Emily Henry's ratings, like Book Lovers, when I first read that, it was a 6-star, but I would honestly probably like put it down to maybe like a 4-star nowadays. And then with Beach Read, that was the first ever book I read of hers. That one was a 4-star. I liked that one. And then Great Big Beautiful Life was a 3.75 because I enjoyed it. But the reason why I enjoyed that one is because I went going into it knowing that it wasn't going to be a pure romance and how it wasn't just like that pretty much. Because in my opinion, Great Big Beautiful Life, the marketing for that which is completely wrong. And that's all I'm going to say for that. But basically with this one, you're going to get my full spoilers. You're going to get quotes from the book, and also after I read the book, I'm basically going to watch the movie, see which one I actually like better, and see which one calls out to me, whether you should read the book and then watch the movie, or watch the movie and just forego the book. It just kind of depends, you know. You're going to get like read with me's and like basically just like we're going to be like this. We're going to be like this for this vlog. Again, spoilers, so just know that at the top this is going to have spoilers no matter what. And yeah, I will catch you guys probably when I get to the 50% mark. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for now, and I will see you guys when I get to the 50% mark. Hi again, my friends. Okay, so I'm coming back to y'all's with my kind of halfway update. I'm a little bit like towards halfway. I got 3%, but you know, I made it to about 50% of people we meet on vacation, which is specifically on chapter 7, specifically titled, no, not chapter 7, chapter 17. And I'm really liking this. I'm liking the dynamic. I started listening to the audiobook a little bit while I was at work, so I could just listen to it a little bit. And I will say I might do a little bit of immersive reading. I did immersive reading like when I first started this out, and I thought it was good, but also at the same time, it's like I kind of like just reading it off of the page as well too. Don't get me wrong. I think Julia Winland does a really, really good job at voicing Poppy and Alex specifically, but I don't know why. I feel like this is with like everybody specifically, but like for me, I've been getting more into audiobooks more recently, and I've just kind of like liked that groove a little bit more, especially with my life basically just going all over the place. Pretty much, you know. But a little bit about this. I love Poppy and Alex's dynamic. I love their stuff so much. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I think it is gorgeous. I think it is so funny. But I'm wondering what exactly happened in Croatia, because you can see that there's chemistry, and we get a little bit of an inkling of what could have happened, specifically what could have happened in Croatia to make them fall out. But I'm hoping it's just not anything too bad, you know, because this is really sitting in like the 4 to like 4.25 star camp and such, you know, and I'm really liking it. Of course, when I finish this up, I'm immediately going to watch the movie to see which one I like better, because what this is literally a compare and contrast type of vlog is what I'm doing. And I will say some of the quotes in here are very gorgeous and overall just beautiful, in my opinion. They're gorgeous, they're beautiful, they're soft-spoken, they're very poetic, like Emily likes to do a lot of the time, you know. I saw a couple of pictures from the People We Meet on Vacation premiere, and it looks good. Like, this movie looks really, really good. The casting looks good. It looks like that, like, they really kind of got the essence of this novel, but I won't know that until I watch the film and such. And specifically, where we're at, specifically with their summer that's going on right now, the present summer, since this is spoilers and such, Poppy finds out that Alex has been having these back problems ever since like a couple months after Croatia, pretty much. Sorry, my foster dog, she is licking her legs right now, so just making sure that she's okay on that range and such. But finding out about that, and of course Poppy talking about like, oh, how Sarah's never been good enough for him, and you can tell that Poppy likes him romantically, and I'm pretty sure Alex likes her romantically too, but I don't know. I guess we will see what happened in Croatia. We're only at the 7 summers ago specifically, and we're just going to be going with that. And I really don't have too much more to say. There's been some great quotes, but I haven't really been underlining them that much, because whenever I read a new book, I don't underline things. I don't know if this is a me thing or just an everybody thing, but I don't underline things unless I have read the book, unless I know I like it. That's kind of my update on People We Meet on Vacation. I'm going to read a little bit tonight. I'm watching a reaction right now, so probably a little bit later I will either get on my couch or read at my desk or read in one of my reading chairs because I rearranged the area because I will say part of the basement is low-key still kind of a mess. And I kind of want to take you guys through the transformation of that specifically because if you guys see, I have a white shelf unit over here and I have this bookcase right here. And specifically one of the gifts that my mom got me for Christmas was a bookshelf just like this because I'm running out of space on my series shelves. And for some reason, I like reading a lot of series. I don't know why, I just am, but you know, I don't know. I really don't know. But again, that's all I have to say for people we meet on vacation. And I will probably see you guys maybe through the 75% check-in, but I don't know. We shall see. Again, friends. Why, hello, sweetheart. You can't see her, but my foster dog just like walked by and such. Anyways, I'm coming basically to update you guys on the fact that I have finished reading People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna wait to give you guys the rating until I think I watched the movie, or kind of. I've been sitting on this rating for a hot minute and I'm still not too sure what exactly to rate it. So I'll just kind of go from the beginning first off. The beginning, you learn about Poppy and Alex. It's told through Poppy's point of view for all of it, pretty much, and how they met and how they literally have nothing in common, but yet they make really, really good friends with one another. And they go on many college trips, not really college trips, but they go on summer trips together. And then one where they did it like 2 years ago, something happened between the two of them and they don't talk. And I get the reason why, like specifically the thing that I'm very hesitant about with this rating is the way that it all happened. And again, if you guys couldn't tell by the beginning, it's a spoilers vlog pretty much. So when I was listening to this, I really, really liked their chemistry because I mostly listened to it while sometimes reading a little bit of it just by itself, sometimes a little bit of immersive reading. It just kind of depends. But with this one specifically, when it comes to the chemistry, I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was gorgeous. I loved all the different side characters that we got to see throughout the different vacations. And I think the one thing that really did irk me about this was the use of miscommunication. And I know that's something that I cannot get away from in books. Nobody can get away with that or get away from that in books specifically. But for me, I get the reason why and the core reason of why Poppy was very hesitant to want to be with Alex is because they don't want similar things, even though they love each other very much. And I like the way that like the conflict was resolved, not because it was something Alex did, but because of what Poppy did. Poppy is very much the one that needed to grovel to win him back, pretty much, which I loved that aspect. And I loved the therapy aspect between the two of them, because they're both broken, but they also love each other so much, so they're doing their best with what they can do, pretty much. I think it's great. And also I really like the friends to lovers trope. I really do like that. And I will say, for what the mistake that they did 2 years ago, all they did was just drunkenly make out with each other. Okay, I thought there was going to be something just a little bit more than just drunkenly kissing each other one night on your vacation. Like, seriously? And you don't talk for 2 years afterwards? In my opinion, that's kind of pathetic. But I did, however, really, really enjoy this book. I will say I did picture the actor and the actresses for Poppy and Alex the entire time while I was reading this. I tried my best not to. I tried to go off of like what was on the actual like book cover itself. This was the one that I got even before the Netflix sticker got onto it, because some of these ones now have the Netflix sticker on them. And then of course you have the one where it is the movie poster and such, which I don't mind that one, but I kind of am more like prone to being happy with like the cartoon ones more than the real life people, pretty much. And that's basically to say, I think I'm trying to figure out where I would set this at in Emily Henry, because my favorite of Emily Henry's books so far is Book Lovers, and then I would say Beach Read. And for the romance aspect, I liked the romance a lot more in this one than I did in Great Big Beautiful Life. And I'm thinking, like, for me, for the force, like, I'll tell you a little bit about this, but with a 3.5, it's usually like, I liked it, I enjoyed it, but I'm not really going to remember too much. The only thing I think I could remember from this is the quotes, specifically if I like wrote them down or whatever, because one thing Emily Henry can do, she can create beautiful quotes with just many, many things. And with like a 4-star specifically, is where like I can kind of vividly remember there are like certain things that stick out to me, you know? And I'm not gonna lie, not a lot of things are sticking out to me in this one personally, because I think I liked the overall message that Great Big Beautiful Life gave me rather than the overall message of People We Meet on Vacation. I know that this is just mostly romance, while Great Big Beautiful Life is not only romance but also literary fiction at the same time. So I shouldn't be comparing the two books, but I kind of am. And honestly, I think I'm going to give it a 3.5. I think this is my least favorite of Emily Henry's books. Still really enjoyed it. I really liked Poppy and Alex. Poppy low-key was just like sometimes Poppy just like annoyed the fuck out of me. She annoyed the fuck out of me. And I'm like, I get it, girl. I get where you're at. But also, could you just shut the fuck up sometime? I don't know, but I will say, out of all of Emily Henry's male main characters that I have read, Alex is 100% my favorite because he's the kind of guy that I would personally go for, you know? So I really, really like Alex personally. I think that's pretty much it, you know? I will probably show a couple clips of me watching People We Meet on Vacation, and then I'm just basically going to tell you guys a little bit what I thought about it, and whether or not they kept things in the book or they threw away some things from the book as well too, you know. So yeah, I think I'm settling on a solid 3.5 stars. I think that's what I'm going to settle on the most, because that one feels the more comfortable of it, you know. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'm gonna remember too much from this story, but it was cute. It's very enjoyable. Yeah, so far with the romances that I've read, this one's definitely not my favorite personally, but I do like Alex. It's not my favorite of Emily Henry's like personal romances, like I've said. But yeah, I just keep talking and talking in circles because I don't really know where to end this. I think in the next clip, you guys are going to basically see me watching the movie pretty much. And then for the outro, I'll do kind of like a comparison and seeing which one I actually liked better, and just kind of like seeing how it worked out, because the concept of this book is very fun. It's very funny. It's very witty. It's very just like silly and goofy, and also doesn't really take itself too seriously, you know, which is nice. I think this is one of the only Emily Henry books that really doesn't take itself too seriously. So that's a fun thing to know about, at least. That's pretty much it. That's all I really have to say. So I will see you guys for the talking bits after I'm done with the movie. I'll see you guys next when I put on the movie, is what I'm pretty much trying to say.
On vacation? You can be anyone you want. Yes. Hey! Hey! Barcelona. Yeah, it's so funny. It's such a...
Hello again, my friends. I brought out big boy microphone. As you guys saw in the previous clip, I had finished and started, well, not really finished, but like started watching People We Meet on Vacation, the movie. And now I kind of want to do a compare and contrast of the two. For the movie specifically, I saw the runtime was like an hour and 49 minutes or like an hour and 50 minutes. And I was wondering how exactly they are going to put all of the different summers, showing all of their love and all of their summer trips pretty much. And I really liked the way they built it out. They had the stuff being like from this summer or like 10 summers ago, 8 summers ago, 6 summers ago, 4 summers ago. And I really liked the aspect of combining all the different trips because you couldn't really combine all of the different trips from the book into the movie into a cohesive manner. And what they did is they kind of like shifted some things to where like 2 trips would be kind of combined into one, like the 8th and 7th summer, I believe. Yeah, the 8th and 7th summer were combined into the 8 summers ago thing within the movie. And I thought that was very, very brilliant. One of the major things that they changed was the destination of David's wedding, because in the book, I believe it's in Palm Springs, and in the movie, it's in Barcelona, which honestly changes a little bit of the scoping on how Poppy decides to have this vacation with Alex specifically, because in the book she's paying for everything, but in this one R&R is paying for part of it and such, and it's just like talking about a destination wedding and things like that, which I thought was fascinating that they decided to do that and change that specifically from the book to the movie itself. But overall, I think it did really, 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 really good. It kept to its original like feeling and vibes that came from the book. It's very quirky, it's very fun, very, very summery, just overall just like gives you good vibes pretty much, you know. And there were a couple things that low-key did kind of feel just a tad bit clunky, specifically the one where it was I think it was the 4 summers trip specifically, and in the book I can't remember if it was the 3rd or the 4th summer ago. I can't remember whether it was the 4th or the 3rd, where Poppy gets really, really ill and she can't go and take Alex to an ice hotel pretty much. But the way that they did that, it worked out really well, especially for how it was in Barcelona. I think one of the only like main gripes that I have with the film is the inner dialogue. I think that's the reason why I like reading books a lot more, is because you get to hear the inner dialogue of the characters rather than it just being like shown within a movie base. You can kind of guess what they're thinking, but you can't really say exactly what you think they're thinking because you don't know what they're thinking, because we can't hear their inner monologue. We can't read their inner monologue. So honestly, if I'm going to the movie was great. If I were to give it a rating, I would give it a 8.5 out of 10. I think I would give it an 8.5 because I really did enjoy it. And the book, just like as a book in general, is a 3.5 still. Maybe I'll bump it up to a 4, but right now it's staying at a 3.5 for now at least. Honestly, I don't know which one's my favorite. I've sat on this for a little bit, and I'm thinking because of the attention to detail and all the details you can't get into a movie, I'm gonna have to say the book is better in my opinion, but only by a smidgen. I would still 100% recommend the movie because it captures the essence. It captures what exactly People We Meet on Vacation is trying to say, but obviously it's condensed in a movie form. You don't get a lot of the expose that you get within books, but I really do think that they did a really good job at this adaptation. And recently there have not been many good adaptations from books to movies, so it's really kind of refreshing to kind of see one that actually does justice, you know. And I will say, I still want an Alex in my life, man. I need an Alex, man. And also, I don't think I told you guys this, but I pictured Emily, what's her last name? She's the girl who plays Poppy, and then of course Tom Blythe. I pictured them as Alex and Poppy while I was reading the book. worked out really, really well. And they got really good chemistry. I will say that those two, they picked the right actor and actress to be able to play Poppy and Alex. They did a really, really good job at that. So I think that's all I need to say on that. Again, quick little recap. Objectively, I think you should read the book before you watch the movie because sometimes it could get a little bit confusing about the different summers and what exactly they are thinking in some of like the like more emotional scenes, especially near the end. So I would recommend reading the book first and then watching the movie. I always think that's just a little bit better because when you read the book, you kind of remember a little bit what each of them are thinking in the moment, depending on like what POV you are in. And in order for you to kind of maybe understand it a little bit more, you need to know that before you go into the adaptation, in my opinion. But overall, it was really, really good. I'm so glad that I was able to do this. And that's pretty much the end of the video. So thank you guys again for coming along with me for reading People We Meet on Vacation and of course watching People We Meet on Vacation. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. All of that is down below. If you don't know what to comment, tell me if you have read/watched People We Meet on Vacation or tell me what your current read is. Again, thank you guys again for watching and I truly, truly, truly hope that you guys have an amazing day, week, month, and year. See you later, friends.